Victor Pla. Emily O. Agnes H. Loton. Alfred Guillaume Gabriel Osei Montedi. William Francis Ainsworth. Walter Cox Green. Edwin Orrin Wood and William Vernon Smith.
Boat on a waterbed. Romantic. The departing marauder has departed. See how he rides the waves of a capricious, tempestuous ocean. The boiling sea foam sprays up into his face and has washed off a good deal of his big. He thinks about moving forward and asserting his hopes for the future. He may have been drinking.
As I'm forward distance movement put, I think with new hopes about asserting on the future, and what path ahead of mine lies that'll be conquered mustfully. I of my homeland know that time in a different way had done passage than in the place I recently have conquered, that being here where I just only from departure made. And that's okay. I'm in the way of knowing what has been going on since I left there in my homeland. Thereof is nothing or none. No. Mail ships are no more there or going there or trading. So I don't think if the people are still living there or whether or not knows anyone actually. Only I know, and I am whether to just have told everyone that they are no longer there consideratory, so that no one tempted won't, and re-loot the place, and then I can always snick at my whim back off on things and check in. My progeny, how there are growth and development, see, etc. If are flourishing the crops, how are doing in the livestock, see? If any has changed of that kind of thing, the geography. I am talking as if I have taken therein on my own and been so powerfully as only one man, when everyone knows that one needs an army behind he, no matter how personally handsome and powersome and magnetical he may be can. Ah, this is a storm? Captain, this is a storm? Ah, how bracing.
Now and then the ship jolts or lurches to the side. Right now, for instance.
You sit? I've shaved part of my face, up to my cheekbones. It's new fashion that I'm starting, but that's no matter. What I'm getting at is that I just this new word bracing have learned, and finding am that applying it on instances to so many is great. Such as this, that we are having entered here on the raging sea-storm. So much danger. Yet, and a man like me, invigorating only by what has happened with the underneath of us, of water in great amounts. Water that no man so much, no man could containing it ever. Not without the largest, wateriest, squidlier beast of giant's bladder, largest goat's bladder, the largest of Tupperware. What? What did I just say? I've never heard that word before. Oh God, I feel really fricked out. I just said a word that I have never heard before that I have absolutely no idea what it means. The same thing happened the other day when I said the word majesty, and I had no idea what I was saying. And what's so sad is, I don't any of my supporters, retainers, or compatriots enough to confide at them upon it, about what any of these things mean. I guess in a way, I am only one man. One man among many. One man with many behind him. What? Who said that? Captain, is that you?
No, it's me, from an earlier setting, but earlier only in this time, not of within human times in history, no, that would be later, of along the line. Many or no one will remember my mind was an abandoned church, and now I am out to sea, adrift, completely adrift, except with my entire family. I escaped my own mind church and landed on sea, delivered to the clutches of my family business of sailing on a cruise ship. And I'm suffering from a number of visions in my cabin. Upper bunk Hiawatha, in the cabin where I'm staying on this ship. We are staying on the same ship. You, me, mother, sister. The visions, that visitation of me before I can writing them in notebooks and maintaining hope of my family won't seeing or sought.
I see.
You see? How did you get into my cabin while I was out? How dare you?
No, I meant it as or I see. That
Oh, I see.
See?
Yes, I said, yes, I see.
The cabin is not. You are on deck. The whales deep below, hearing us, can only above the storm arrival.
The ship lurches. They are tossed to one side and then recover. But not before one of the crates of finest German champagne topples off the side of the boat and into the water. The ghostly man in large epaulets appears and tries to save it. But it is too late. Splash. He quietly mutters.
Finest German champagne lost to German torpedoes. The irony.
And returns whence he came. The interlocutors on the deck do not appear to notice.
So you have notebooks, your dreams and fantasies with Philly. I too have, but they are in the foam upon written these great merciless waves that rising menace before us and dropping them hugely so, and quickling though below.
Water makes itself known, and its depths become somehow visible. The crate is seen sinking, sinking for dark miles to the murky bottom. In the far background, rather near to the surface, with its ship in turmoil, a whale resting. After the crate reaches the bottom, the illumination of the ocean depths fades again to stern inscrutability.
I, here at the prow, with my prowess standing, and with I but without looking inward, I introspect. It's a little bit wonderful that dreams and fantasies, which are to you, are to me goals and objectives. And we are different so, and always frit from one another, for our aspirations of different realms inhabiting.
And so it is that we may be friends.
Friends. I can in no life friend so far bear in having, on the life I have chosen, as a man bad, and only with who force behavior.
How do you know about the ships? You look like from an earlier time.
This ship to me is nothing more than a crude raft I have built myself by lashing old planks together with reeds and vines. What amazes me is how so many different stages of development can exist in one time in different lands. I recently took a whole civilized city and brought it to its midst. In terms of development, they were much further along than I and my people are in the requirements of civilization. Public entertainments, ironworks, government. But I still had them bit in terms of...
Raw power.
What did you say your name was?
Liz. Well, Liz.
Okay. Hi, Liz.
Hi.
Well, I guess I had better be turning in.
But I thought you were doing your thinking here at the prow.
No, not really. Not anymore.
Oh, all right. I don't suppose you enjoy dancing. I guess that's one of the more civilized requirements.
The ship lurches again. Another crate topples into the water. The ghostly man in epaulets again appears, but knows it is futile. He returns whence he came, rather defeated. We again are privy to the crate's watery, dark journey through the depths of the ocean bottom. The whale turns over.
Yes, I don't enjoy dancing.
I know all the steps.
You're looking for trouble, little lady. I will destroy your entire pipple plus virginity.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to have a dance down in the hull. There's a fiddle player staying in 6E.
Have fun. I up here in the open sleep, in the spray. I can see where enemies catch before they can on top of me jumping. And friends.
Oh, okay. That's pretty sexy.
Yeah, that's right. It is. Now go on. Get to your dancing.
Bye.
Goodbye.
The ship lurches. Several more crates topple into the water, splashing like a group of boys in cannonball formation. Again, strange visibility of their journey to the bottom. The ghostly man in epaulettes appears after the fact. He stands with his hands on the rail, watching them sink. Sad bubbles rising to the surface. Ineffectual. Slow fade on the ocean depth.
I don't have a bed or a pillow. I just have this animal skin. And that's enough for me. I don't care if it's raining, or slitting, or anything. I don't knit anything, soft or warm.
The departing marauder sleeps. Then later.
Wake up. Hey, wake up, you nasty, dirty bastard.
Huh? Where was my dagger? Damn you, a woman.
You were speaking to my daughter earlier, and I think she felt both slightly threatened and also intrigued/aroused. I'm furious with you, and I want answers. I am her mother and protector. Who are you, and what are your intentions?
I don't know, except that I am a great conqueror and subjugator of communities, plus of women. So probably to conquer and or subjugate.
You also seem to be a foreigner.
We are all foreigners on the open, sis.
Oh, please, you know what I mean.
And you know what I mean.
So, sticking to the subject, your intentions are?
It's hard to know. Do you know what yours are at any given moment?
Well, right now they're to get answers and justice and or revenge if necessary.
Well, I know about the revenge part already. To me, it's a tired old song. Don't let's sing it again. There are many who want revenge on me, and she'll never get it. Do you hear me? Never. And me, I get it more than I wanted.
Dolly Parton is heard singing below deck. Her traveling man. The ghostly man in the epaulettes is still standing on the deck, his hands on the rail, gazing into the depths of the ocean where the crates fell. He explains quietly.
The reason why I have my diplomas and awards hanging above my desk is because I often forget who I'm supposed to be and what I have to offer. I've been told that's a lack of confidence, or that it's showing off to have them hanging there. It's neither, I think, just a bad memory.
Mrs. Millet is by now having eroticism with Sleeping Marauder, which was inevitable because of his prowess there on the prow. Miss Millet speaks to her from her cabin. A lullaby duet is sung in its translation.
What kind of relationship do you have with your servants?
Find your own.
¿Qué tipo de relación tienes con tus siervos? Mete su propio negocio. Solo te pido por los libros de contabilidad. Así, en caso, es el tipo de relación que quiero que se sienten como personas válidas, no solo las máquinas desechables. Pero es muy difícil, porque también quiero mantener todo discreto y profesional. Quiero que se sienten como que me importa sin corre el riesgo de que se respetan los límites. ¿Ok?
Like
Me he estado preguntando. Voy a ver
disposable machines.
No voy a ver más.
Very difficult.
Sí, voy a estar
I also
en
want
las
to
celebraciones de madrugada. Voy a
Everything
estar cansado,
discreet
pero
and
voy a
professional.
estar. Buenas noches, entonces.
Them too, as though I care intangibly about, without that
fades out of the eroticisms with the sleeping marauder and back to the cabin she shares with her daughter and other millet family members. But first, up to the sky and the moon and the sun, which is on the other side of the earth, because it's nighttime. So for a while, we don't even see her. The storm is over, and in their home far away, which stands empty, the rain begins to rain harder and harder. And large rodents are heard during their dirty, amoral rodent business in the cupboards and the cabinets. Yahoo and Miss Millet are exchanging an involvement of ideas in a large park on a bench. They drink tea from a tea set on a tea table that someone, perhaps even the servants of some kind, has brought beside them. Turns out that Yahoo has impeccable manners, sort of like how we find out that the elephant man has a refined and sensitive personality. He lifts his teacup with improvement and kind consideration.
You never give a terrible time to anyone physically. Your appearance makes our hair stand up on end, but that is because you are sacred, because you are an inhabitant and a representative of the invisible world. We cannot see it, but we know it is there, and then there you are, suddenly on the path which is shrouded and close with branches.
Yahoo, he says. Yahoo, yahoo. They're sitting beside a river on some large stones. Mrs. Millet with her pant legs and sailor sleeves rolled up, their palms turned toward the skies. Yahoo, he says. Yahoo, yahoo.
I feel compelled between you, Yahoo, and Frederick, who conquers and subjugates, then departs and travels on the ships.
Yahoo, he says. Yahoo, yahoo. The doorbell rings. Susan Dunning Power is admitted to the parlor. She offers her hand to Yahoo, who squeezes it. Rather brutally hard, of course, and without meaning to, of course.
Ouch! Well, good evening. Good evening to all. I believe we are not acquaintances as yet, young lady, though I am certain of the fact that we shall soon be.
She proffers her hand to Miss Millet, who accepts it and presents it, gently, ever so gently, with her arm.
Susan Dunning Power.
Liz, Millet, American.
They curtsy to one another. Very, very low. Yow! Says Yahoo. Yow! Yow!
Well, good citizen Yahoo, are you ready to receive today's instruction?
Miss Millet writes in her notebook.
So the impeccable manners are not really a part of Yahoo's natural breeding or upbringing. It's all sort of learned behavior that is not natural, any more than the act of instruction is natural.
Yahoo! 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 Mrs. Power writes in her notebook.
Still, there is the relation between her mother and the departing marauder, Frederick, which she only knows about on one depth, very far down, underneath what she knows on the surface of experience and knowledge, but knows of nonetheless. Yet there remains the simple fact in question of breeding. I conclude, therefore, that it is quite simply a matter of breeding. A relation with the Yahoo would be all but impossible.
Yahoo is now with lifted glass to lips and eyes. Lowered the glass. Contents within glass, not competitively looking around toward other contenders, having a private moment, a moment of some rest for the eyes, a moment of gazing privately at some liquid in a personal cup.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
Oh, what is this? Why, you have been invited to a picnic on an island that must be reached only by row-a-boat. And the women are nonetheless adorned with attractive ribbons and sashes, and he wants to lower his eyes away but can't.
Yahoo! He says. Yahoo! Yahoo!
He's not dressed very well himself, though his genitals are at least concealed by the great amounts of hair and fur along his body. He knows that he has a terrible odor. In fact, the graduate students in the forest, looking out from the watchtowers in Oregon, knew that he was coming because they could smell him from all the way those 100 feet up. He is not ashamed in particular because of his odor. He has a more generalized shame that causes him to get very low to the ground and hide his face when seen in the woods. But it is not because of his odor.
Yahoo! Yahoo! Yahoo!
The deer he left off hunting peer out from him, or peer out from the dense underbrush, and watch Yahoo board the rowboat, as if they feel left out and perhaps even somewhat dejected. A modern kitchen. An actress named Lana Leslie sips a frothy latte. We may have seen other work of hers earlier on. Here she plays a woman with modern problems to solve and does not yet realize that the internet holds the solution to all those problems. Modern solutions, modern problems. The play is supposed to be a charting of the course of this discovery, but it's hard to stay on topic. The phone rings from way far away, even though the phone is sitting right in front of her.
Hello? I'm sorry I can't hear you so well. What? All right, fine. Slam. I am just so angry all the time now since my husband left me. I just have so many negative influences and thoughts. I just want to slam everything, not just the phone into its receiver like just now. I want to slam the coffee mug, the table, myself. Slam, slam, slam. I hate all this stuff, and I hate myself. I don't know how to get out of it until I get tired. It's too much pressure, too much influence.
But actually, as she's saying these things, she's very calm and gentle. She never slams anything.
I get so goddamned angry, I start to feel like there are bugs crawling all over me. I guess it's hormones. Let me call a friend. Hello, Rachel? It's Lana. What's up? What are you doing? Do you want to come over? Never mind. As soon as I said it, something in me said, no, don't. It's instinct. And, am I right? Well, if you did come over, what would you do? Uh-huh. And what would you talk about? Oh, see? I knew I should always just trust my instincts. Slam! Well, so much for that idea. What's next for me? What about a game of Scrabble? Nah, no thanks. I just feel like curling up with a good book. Oh, fuck it, no I don't. I feel like burning a bunch of books. I feel like burning a whole barrel full of stupid books people are reading. Especially that book, The Purpose-Driven Life. Hand over those books, you fucks. Here's what I think of your stupid life. Click, 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 woof. Burn! Burning it. So what else? I guess I could go for a walk. Where's my shoes? Oh, forget it. I'm already exhausted just thinking about it. So let's see. Maybe a game of pretend. What should I like to pretend around here? I know. I'll pretend my husband still lives here and that we're still in a marriage together. Hi, honey. Welcome home. How was your day? Your trip? How was your day trip? How's your journey going? How's your life's journey? How's that going? Uh-huh. Oh, uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Oh, shut the fuck up. Martin, I can't listen to you anymore. You're so disgusting. That's how boring you are. Oh. Well, I'll always have my memories. Now I'm really tired, even with the latte. Latte and all, I'm fucking so dad-darn tired. Time for a nap. I am seriously going to pretend like I quit my job and am facing unemployment and emptiness. Ah. So freeing and liberating. So many possibilities, a blank slate. Ah, it feels like there's always helicopters overhead all the time now. I'm so sick of it. I wonder if they are drones or sniper drones. You fucking cops. Can't a lady drink a beer in peace? Fucking cops. Oh, Jesus Christ, is it the next day yet?
Everyone in the other part of the play was wearing robes, long robes. Not burlap, a nicer, newer fabric. One of those women appears here now, except wearing burlapish type fabric, but not burlap. We saw this woman earlier in the Whalebone Hut area. She has a name, and that name is Whalebone Hut Lady Number 2.
For the 3 days when the sun dies this year, we traveled. It happened that the moon was dying at the same time this year. We passed the day of the trident, rod, boat, anchor, then the day of the lotus, lily, and then the day of the octopus hydra. And that night was very, very dark and suspicious. We inspected whatever ruins we could find along the way. Our hands wrote words we did not understand in any sand or dirt we could find. Neither did we understand the color of the sand and dirt we saw, but we had to accept it anyway. There was no one to complain to. We slept by a river, and the rain grew stronger, then stopped. Then wind, which also grew stronger, then stopped. When we arrived at the land of the original tribe of my husband, a dark spirit which had gripped me on that last day of travel let me go. It was a holy and magical day. We met with them and came together with them, and I learned their ways, and my husband remembered them and continued on his own ways that he had shared with them. Then son was reborn the following day, and I awoke very early. I joined his family and did not see my husband, for among his people a man and wife sleep in separate places. Our son slept outside. That is their way, and it was strange to me, but I accepted it and lived by their ways during the time that we passed there. There was a terrible beeping anytime someone opened any of the doors of their whalebone dwelling. It beeped right in my ear anytime I went out into the garage to visit my son. My husband's people didn't seem to notice it, but anytime it sounded, they followed me to see what I was doing.
Oh, yeah! Yeah! I know exactly what you're talking about, sister. Yeah! I hated my in-laws, too. When my husband left me, I called them up and was like, okay, well, Philip left me, but you two are the first thing I am dumping into the garbage dumpster. I never have to see you again, and I'm not going to either. It's not the only thing I hated about them either. But that was one thing, definitely. It's like, leave me alone and let me do my own thing, okay? Let me please wipe my own ass, okay? I would like go in the bathroom just to get away. It was like everything I did was questions, suggestion. No, I'm not going to tie everything into garbage bags onto the roof of the car. No. And then it was just eat, finish one big, terrible, sickening meal, and then already you're talking about the next one. Well, I'm sure glad that's all over now and in the distant past. So, where are you headed?
I have left my behind. He stayed with another group of people. I am going on my own now towards something I feel that started calling to me. I don't know what it is, but I think it has something to do with a place I have been before when I'm sleeping. The landscape is starting to look like it, even though I have never seen a place like this before. These buildings all around, we didn't have these where I came from. Is there a valley nearby?
I don't know.
The sun outside is setting. The moon is rising up. It is a crescent moon. But beyond that, we don't know much else. Then a new character is introduced. A night intruder. Redheaded, pimply, very thin. Wearing fingerless leather driving gloves and a black t-shirt with the sleeves cut out that says, "Tricky motherfucker," in yellow letters, of a dried pus sort of font.
What the hell? What the shit? What the hell do you think you are?
This is a home invasion, so step off! I got guns and I got skills. Nazi street ninja skills, motherfucker.
Whipping around with nunchucks with loaded pistols taped to each end, with black electrode tape, giggling a high-pitched giggle. Lana watches him, thinking to herself.
What a frickin' idiot.
But not saying anything. Whalebone Hut Lady number 2 returns. She has bleached bones on the string.
Oh, hi.
I wanted to tell you something. The other day when I was here, it was many days ago now.
What was it?
You're on the wrong day.
What do you mean?
You're not lined up. Your moon cycle is not lined up with the moon. The moon is on the day of the eagle, waning gibbous, day of making important decision, day of taking action, day of spiritual transformation.
Oh, that's why you're so cranky all the time during your
overcoming of
period.
doubt,
Shut
day
up.
of understanding of being applied, finding life's purpose, learning of cosmic law, but you are on...
Ew, get away from me.
You are on the day of swamp and toad.
Ew, putrid.
Get out of here. This is private. Go to your room and turn off that music on your way.
Nah, sorry, this is still a home invasion, bitch.
But it's been weeks.
Maybe that's why you're off. Are you trapped inside here? You need to go outside.
She's not allowed outside. Like I said, this is a home invasion.
I think it's all the waves that disturb your relation to the moon and your cycle is thrown off. The waves in the air from the computer and the microwave and the phone, I feel them when I come in here and they make me feel nervous and unhappy.
Well, let's throw the shit out then.
She gets up and starts unplugging appliances and electronics and generally getting ready to toss them out the window, rolling up sleeves, etc.
Hey, wait a minute, I want to sell that stuff.
Too bad.
She shoves one of the windows open and pushes the air conditioner out the window. The crash can be heard below. Whalebone Hut Woman number 2 begins, industriously, to help her. They rid the room of the microwave, the toaster oven. Night intruder gets up to protest.
Knock it off! Hey, cut it the fuck out!
They ignore him. He goes to the stereo and turns up his techno-trance music to a deafening level. They throw the television out the window, then the telephone, then the television antenna, which she wasn't using anyway, because it is obsolete. She leans out the window and tears the satellite dish from the side of the outside of the building, then tosses that down also. The night intruder, whose name is Kirsten, grabs his pistol whip nunchucks from where he left them atop the stereo and begins whipping them around in his best formations in order to discourage them. But But she's out of practice because she's been so focused on penmanship aspect of his life for the last week or so. If you want to be good at nunchucks, you have to practice every single day. Now, every once in a while, one of those pistols hits him in the head, and then a couple of bullets are accidentally fired. Ignoring the pistol shots, Lana yanks the plug for the stereo out of the wall, and Whalebone Hut Woman number 2 is smashing all the lighting fixtures with the dried thigh bone of a large bovine animal, maybe of a buffalo. Soon it is completely dark within the home.
Fuck!
A sudden flash of lightning. A terrible clap of thunder. Hailstorm. Huge balls of hail. Hail, hail! Another flash of lightning. Strangely, and only for a brief second, Frederick, the departing marauder, is seen embracing Lana Leslie, and Kirsten, the night intruder, is embracing the Whalebone Hut Lady number 2, while Yahoo looks on from a corner. Strange harpsichord music is heard. Lights out. The next day, everything is cleaned up. The modern furniture is now replaced by the spare wooden furniture of the Shakers. Lana Leslie is doing some typing exercises and saying the letters along as she types.
ASDF, comma, JKL semicolon, ASSD.
You know Frank O'Hara?
Apostrophe, 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 apostrophe.
Well, he used to just show up at parties with his typewriter carrying it in his case, and he would just set it up on a table and write poems all during the party.
Semicolon. What you mean is that he would do a lot of his writing. He liked to be among other people when he was writing, so he would bring his typewriter to parties and write there for a good place to write.
That's what I said.
Well, you said it a little differently, like the party was the main idea and then he was entering into it. But really, I think what you're trying to say is something about Frank O'Hara, not about the party. So you want to make him the main idea and not the party. So there.
You better not be making fun of me.
You know what I was thinking? I'm old enough that you could be my son.
You sure don't act like it. You sure don't dress like it.
Well, I feel like it sometimes. The way you lay around, just wasting your life. I want to yell at you and tell you to do something, to have some consideration for others, and get up off your ass and go get a job instead of living off of me. That's the kind of thing I would probably say to a son if I had one, not to my home invasion perp. I was pretty scared about home invasions. I heard they were happening in the area. But now that it's happened to me, I see how stupid it is.
Well, if you want some more violence, I can get that going. I got a weapon and 2 weapons, and I can exert some extremely serious pain force on you.
Please just clean up after yourself a little bit. I'm too tired to keep doing this. I miss my alone time.
He crosses to her and grabs her.
Let me tell you something right now.
What?
Let me tell you, I got what it takes.
What?
I got what it takes.
So what?
You don't believe me? Watch this.
He goes to one of the walls and punches it and then tears it open. Out of the hole, he pulls a miniature ship with real people on it who are just very, very tiny. The people are terrified, and they're running hither and thither on the deck, climbing the mast, being thrown overboard, etc. Kirsten the night intruder screams at them in their faces. They cower and put their tiny hands over their tiny, tiny ears. Whalebone Hut Lady number 2.
What is happening here?
I don't know. At this point, I do not know Whalebone Hut Lady number 2. Everything seems to have gone to some kind of new level.
What is happening with your moon cycle? Are you lined up better? Have you gotten outside more?
No, but I have this typewriter now and I'm working on that instead of text messaging so much.
Oh. Do you want to come with me? I'm returning to my people.
Okay, let me just grab my stuff.
She grabs her purse and keys. The night intruder looks up.
Hey, what about me?
The captain never abandons his ship.
They are gone. Night intruder looks down at his ship. His parents enter, Frank and Anna. Parents of Kirsten the night intruder.
Kirsten, it's time to come home. You've been gone for many days and you're going to have some company for dinner. It's a very important client of mine and I stand to make many improvements in life. We want to make sure they know we are still a family unit.
Plus, you're behind on your homework, young man.
Gazing at his ship, drunk with power.
I'm busy! I'm busy thinking about all these people I've destroyed and how easy it was.
The departing marauder enters from the garage.
Ha! Indeed it is easy. Come with me and learn more.
Who are you? Hey! Don't put that kind of influence over my son.
I do as I want and anything I want. He'll take some grooming, but he'll be a fine marauder someday.
No!
They do better. Watch it. Kirsten's mother puts her hands on her cheeks and screams. Kirsten's frightened
diesem schrecklichen Dämonen retten.
Shut up and fight!
Vater, ich habe ein Baby mit dieser älteren Frau. Du wirst Großvater.
Everything stops. Battling everything. The lights fade. Lana Leslie and Whalebone Hut Lady number 2 are on the move across the many great formations. They have camped out in the night among some stones. Large stones. The next day, Lana gets up early to go and run some errands. Whalebone Hut Lady number 2 rises quietly and starts preparing for the day.
Where I come from, everyone is on the same cycle. That's what I've been trying to tell them. We all sleep together, the entire community, in a large hut made of whale bones on the ground. We just have a little bit of covering. We live in full view of the sun and the moon and in full contact with the dirt of the earth and exposure to all the elements, the whole array. We are sometimes attacked by animals and have to fight them and eat them, and sometimes we have to eat each other, but that's only on very special occasions.
It's that serious?
In my community, all of the women are on the same cycle. If one woman is menstruating and must rest, all the women are menstruating and must rest. And that happens on the day of the new moon, so it's very dark anyway. And all the men have to step up to the plate and do most of the work, or else not a lot of work gets done during those days. In my community, if one woman is ovulating, all the women are ovulating, and that happens at the same time as the full moon, and so everyone is up all night, fornicating and copulating all over the forest, laying in the tree roots or hanging from the vines. All the animals are awake all night too, crying out and howling all night long, and the grandmothers and the great-grandmothers stay in the whalebone hut with the children listening and feeling very excited. In my community, when one woman is in her bitchy time, all the women are in their bitchy time. When darkness is increasing and accumulating, that's when the men go out on the hunt, if they know what's good for them.
In my community, we're supposed to be in a good mood all the time for the sake of the customers, the clients.
Right. We have that time, waxing crescent, waxing gibbous. You guys are trying to be in that half of the cycle all the time, always planting, never pruning. It's like a society of only men.
Okay, I'm feeling like maybe I'm not so pregnant after all.
That's what I was thinking too.
Should we keep moving?
Yeah.
Gaho, too, watches them, but decides to follow rather than get left behind. He glances back once or twice at the audience people, but then picks up a quicker pace and jogs away into the same opening that the lady travelers dispersed into, still shy of humans and torn between groups of them. Secretly, he has built a vessel for himself out of wood from a ranger station that he destroyed about 40 years ago. An unknown chemical in his saliva has enabled him to preserve the wood and prevent it from rotting. On a road, from one place to another, he can be seen standing forlorn among the wreckage of his presently sturdy and promising craft, delivering the following verse, a collage of found text.
Shit, you wanna talk about the Beaumont formation? I'll fuck your shit up! You bitches don't understand. Get out of the way, get out of the way, bitch. For I can pale you so on your ass. Get out of the way, get out of the way, bitch. I'll get your junk all up in the quaternary undivided. Tertiary volcanic rocks ain't got nothing on me. Watch me hang that shit. I'll hang that shit up to dry all over alluvium. Welcome to you, our Cedar Groups, bitch. Bitch don't know nothing. Oh, yeah! You bitches don't understand. Get out of the way. Get out of the way, bitch. For I get pale. It's all on your ass. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Rock it out. 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 of the way.
By backup singers and a piano which stands also inexplicably among the wreckage, or else in some partially concealing branches nearby, as everyone is riding by in cars and moving very fast in comparison with Yahoo, the lone passenger of the wrecked vessel, aside from the backup singers and the piano player. Yahoo offers to lick any wooden objects that the audience would like to have preserved. He sits on a stump in the forest, and any audience members that care to dress as folkloric villagers can form a line to bring wooden spoons and spitwood rakes and bows and arrows and toy boats and carved boxes and marionettes and chairs and golf clubs and crucifixes and spools and distaffs and parts of spinning wheels and small casks and hobby horses. If you bring them and are dressed appropriately, and wait your turn, he will lick them, and they can last forever that way.